One of the things that I was really intrigued with, because I'm a big fan of it, is the business model canvas by Alexander Otzwalder, and then the lean canvas by Ash Moria, if I pronounce it correctly. Now, thank you, Kevin. So you guys have created your own AI canvas, and I'm a big fan of that kind of concept because it's a process. Perhaps from our listeners, could you maybe impart why you believe this is critical for any AI project?
Yeah, I'll definitely take this one. I actually know Alex and Ash well. I got a chance to work with both of them, and I've helped both of them use their canvases in educating entrepreneurs and strategies. And what I learned in those experiences is that those canvases are fantastic resources for organizing your thinking. So instead of putting everything in a 100-page business plan or a 100-page AI strategy, being able to put all the information on a one-page canvas allows people to digest it quickly and get to the meat of the issue. And so that's the key value I see from them. These canvases is organizing your thinking. In the case of AI, we're running into situations where companies would think we're trying to figure out, hey, what can we do with AI? What are our use cases? And they'll come up with 50. And so now they're sitting around with a spreadsheet full of 50 ideas going, now what do we do? And the canvas is designed to help surface the most critical questions they need to ask before beginning any one of those projects. And a lot of them to rank order them in some type of order. The challenge I found with canvases is that they're almost deceptively simple. And people think, well, all I got to do is go ahead and fill out these little blocks here on this canvas and I'm done. I'm going to have my AI strategy. But the real work is all the work you have to do behind the scenes, gathering up the information for what to put in the blocks. And that's true of Alex's, Ash's, or our canvases as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I haven't done a few myself. I can understand the work that's involved in that. So let me kind of I'll go here on the last question, and I'd be remiss if I did not ask for your input on what you believe organizations may run into in challenges in implementing becoming a AI-driven organization. Could you, Kevin and Russ, share your thoughts on what some of the challenges that organizations may run into and how best to avoid them?
I think, I think a couple of years ago, Robert, I probably would have said something along the lines of like, technology or data or talent or something at the cutting edge of this hard stuff. But I think we've realized really it's about changing the organization. And that my number one goal, my number one suggestion would be develop a strategy that recognizes that your biggest challenge is going to be moving the battleship. And I think I mentioned this before, but although we're always going to be an elite engineering organization, we've realized that our clients value us not just because of the stuff we can build for them, but how we change their organization. And I'm just going to throw an example out there, but every company out there has been agile development. We're making agile, becoming an agile shop. And so the first day of kicking off a project, a lot of times I got to tell them, hey guys, we're not doing agile, right? Agile's not going to help. In fact, agile is probably a bad idea to go for your AI project, and their heads explode, right? Because they're getting ready to write Jira tickets. We got to get started, and schedules and script, and I got that doesn't work. This is an example of the type of organizational change you're going to have to make to start becoming an AI-driven organization. So get started, have a strategy, and recognize that changing the organization is going to be your number one challenge.
Wow. I'm sure that a lot of people will go, what? We can't do agile? But there's a lot of stuff that has to be done. And changing the organization is pretty much the CDO's number one issue when it comes in. How do I get the organization? Data literacy, changing the organization, very, very fascinating. Well, Russ, Kevin, I'd really like to thank you for your time today. Really appreciate it. We hope that there are several topics that we could have expanded on much more detail, but I hope we get a chance to come back and do this again in the future. So thank you again, Russ and Kevin, for your time.
Thanks, Robert.
Thanks a lot, Robert. Really appreciate your great questions. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And for our listeners, please visit CDO Magazine for additional interviews. Thank you.